think today, consciously think about where can I go? What can I do to show my support for another aspiring black owner? And then we can keep that money in our community and we can do what we know we should do. We can do what we know we should. We know we should do this. It's just a matter of will we do it? Anyway, I'm your host today, ERGJ, the Intelligent Investor. Got some powerful people with us here today. I'm going to check my lines here. I think I got Mr. Gray here. Let me see if you're here with us. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Jason.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you, man? This is Evan, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me on, sir.
Hey, fantastic, man. Well, we're here on Black Friday, man, and for those that don't know, when we talk about black, black actually equals wealth, guys. And so if you look at a profit loss statement, you'll see two colors, red and black. Black is always in the positive. Black is always good. Black is always you made some money or you had some profit. And so we wanted to bring some people on today that can tell us a little bit about what they do, why they do it, and how they got started. And we got Mr. Gray here today. So, Mr. Gray, can you tell us a little bit about your business and what you're doing?
Well, first of all, I need to make sure, am I coming through clear enough?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Well, what we're doing, me and my wife, we started it's called a virtual call office, and basically what we do is we provide clients, which is Fortune 500 companies, with employees that can service as a customer base, and they offer services as agents. They tech support, customer service, and sales. And we pretty much manage. We're not sure how many people we're going to start out with, but we're going to manage as many people as possible so that we can, start to employ and help a lot of people. And what it is a home-based business, so it allows people the freedom of working on their home.
Wow, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So you're starting a company that's going to allow other people or your employees or people that you contract or whatever to work from home to do business or to do business with these other contractors. Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that's absolutely phenomenal, man, because that's the new thing, man. Like, everybody wants to work from home, man, so I can see you giving people that opportunity, man, those single moms, that opportunity to be at home with their kids and all that good stuff, to be able to work from home, man. So that's phenomenal. Now, I know that we talked a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and you was kind of telling me a little bit about your story, about how you got this started or how this dream came back alive. You going to tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, I don't have time for the whole story, so I'll try to summarize the best way I can. Universal Hands is was originally a company that my wife and I, we were friends back in 2004, and what we wanted to do with a couple of other individuals was create a multi-service corporation that involved providing services like lawn care, administrative services, finance services, accounting, bookkeeping, computer tech. And all it was something that all of us got together and we would bring convenience to the everyday person, And it would be a smaller corporation with, different individuals. We had a cleaning service. Basically, I ended up having to step out of it, and she at the time decided that she was going to continue with it, and she continued with the house cleaning services. And she did that for a while until she wasn't able to, for health reasons and, other personal reasons. But she kept the credentials as far as the name and the stuff that we used to run the business, so on and so forth, legitimate. What happened was later on we still kept in contact, so on and so forth, and, the friendship was there, and we ended up, glory to God, being married, and now we have a happy family. So we we still had that drive to get back in business. I still was liking the idea of being in business. But it wasn't until, I would say, I think it was 2013, when they had the furlough, and that was, I guess, a wake-up call for me, because here it was, I'm working for the government. I was in the reserve and working for the government on the civilian side. So this is 2 jobs I had, and when the furlough happened, I was out of work. And that didn't make any sense to me, how I had 2 jobs and I was out of work. And it was really a wake-up call, and I felt that it was God telling me that you really can't depend on nobody but me. So why not, do something to have a little bit of control and faith in what and the ability that I give you. So that's when I, really started, I guess, taking an active role or action in trying to, do the business or start any type of business. And I got hungry. I tried different things. We tried 2 or 3 different business attempts. It didn't work out too well because, like I said, her health kind of we had a issue as far as her health and so on and so forth. But it was difficult, and we had to pause for a little while after those. I wouldn't say failures. I would call them learning steps, because my mindset, when it shifted, those different situations became, not failures, but something that I learned from. And, one of those businesses I'm trying to go back to and incorporate with my current business that we're trying to get off the ground right now. So anyway, she just so happened to run across this opportunity, and she found it online, and she looked into it. We researched it. And when she showed it to me and talked to me about it, I was like, this is it. This is what we've been looking for. This is perfect. It's legitimate. It's a strong opportunity. We checked out, the affiliated companies. There were Fortune 500 companies. We checked out the network, and we decided to run with it. I myself am an employee with it. I'm like the client and the president, so it was great. And that's what we're running right now, and we're hoping to be taken off before the end of the year.
Wow, absolutely phenomenal, man. So just so you know, man, you got a whole network behind you, so you ain't got to worry about success. It's behind you. We're just waiting on you to launch so we can partake and support you in your efforts, man. But you said 2 things, man, that really stuck out, and I think it might be good to hone in on that, especially to help those that might be looking to start business, get into business, is at that point maybe that you were at. And you mentioned 2 things. You said, 1, you got hungry. And then 2, you mentioned that there was a shift in your mindset. So this mindset shift, if you could, is there a way you could kind of describe that, or what was it before? What is it now? This mindset shift that you're mentioning.
Well, the mindset shift that I'm referring to is basically like when I said that I was thinking about, or like I've always had the desire to, I would say, do something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted to do something. It's kind of like I remember talking to this guy. He said something to me that kind of explains it. When he came in the military, he didn't know what he wanted to do. There's many opportunities in the military, but he didn't know what he wanted to do. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go airborne. He didn't know nothing about anything out there. All he knew is that he didn't want to do what he was doing before, and that was enough for him. So the shift in mindset, when you think about it, it's like, gears of thinking. Kind of like when you're driving your car and you shift gears, you go on the first drive, well, I don't want to do this, but I want to do something else. And then you go along, you keep on that same mindset, and then you run, after a while you run into another situation that changes you again. And then you realize, okay, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do something else, but what do I want to do? And I found this. So, okay, how do I go about doing it? So then I shift gears again, and then I'm like, okay, well, I know how I'm going to do it, but how do I get started? What's my drive? What's my motivation? So on and so forth. So the shifting was a growth process for me, and it wasn't until that shutdown where it finally shifted into high gear, so to speak. So it wasn't a question of if I wanted to do it or when I wanted to do it. It was a question of when it's going to happen, and I can't really all those little fears of, well, I can't do this, and I'm not making money, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm broke. it became irrelevant because it didn't matter what state I saw myself in. It was about how I saw myself in the future. And that's pretty much where my mind has been at. There's so much that I've learned, especially in finances and concept and strategies, that it has propelled me past my reality. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's just how my thinking is. I guess you can explain it as forward thinking, where I know I'm in a bad situation. I know things may look a certain way and it's difficult, but I'm not here. I'm where I want to be, So my mindset is transformed. And as far as hungry, well, that's just a desire, to want more. Not so much for me, not so much for myself, but for my legacy, my kids. And even if I don't, succeed or, accomplish much as far as monetary, just the knowledge alone is quintessential. It's something that I have, once again, in finances especially, that I have more that was passed down to me that I can give to them.
Wow. I am really digging you on this forward thinking. You reached into your future. And now I think when I heard a couple things, but one, you're no longer just living in the present. You're living in the present, but your mind is in the future. And so you're chasing your future self. You're chasing your future family. You're chasing your future. And I actually started this process that's called Future by Design. That's exactly what we do. We help people go into the future and see themselves so they can chase their future self. And if you're chasing something, the more that you want to get to where that is, wherever that space is in your mind, the more efficiently and the quicker you'll get there, because you know exactly what you're trying to go get, man. So that's absolutely awesome. And then you also mentioned, man, that you knew that you wanted to do something different. You knew, but you started finding out what you didn't want to do, and that reminds me of college. Like, we went to all these classes in order to find out what we didn't want to do. And so now that we may be out of college, we're actually in the school of life. We're in the school of success, where you can try so many different things in order to find out what you don't want to do. And sometimes you have to do that in order to tap into your potential, tap into your passion, tap into what's really meant for you. But you can start crossing some things out.
There you go. Process of elimination.
Process of elimination, man. So my last question for you, and then I'm going to check in with a different call, and we'll get back to you, because I know some people may have some questions for you. But when we talk about the New Black Wall Street, man, I always ask this question. So I'm going to ask this to you, and I know this is on the spot, but when you think about the New Black Wall Street, or you think about that term, what does that term mean to you?
Well, I don't know, honestly, for me, New Black Wall Street in the beginning, I had no clue what it was, and when I first heard it, I was like, I hope this is not one of those Black Power, hate white people type thing. No offense, but once I got on Facebook and I started checking it out, and I understood the concepts, to me, it's about self-empowerment. Basically, as a culture, I would say Black people, we can say what we want all day long, and, there's nothing wrong with coming together and being cooperative and trying to make a stand, and, Black Lives Matter. That's all good, but in America, money has a certain power to it. I'm not saying money is power, Money, there was a video I saw just the other day. Money has a certain part, but the knowledge combined with money, as my man was saying, that in itself is essential. We have to me, Black Wall Street is different individuals, predominantly those of African American culture, that are willing to revamp the way we think, the way we react, and the way that we are seen in the American culture. That's what, to me, New Black Wall Street is. It's a new way of looking. It's taking from the ashes what was once destroyed and rebuilding.
Woo! You gonna make me start preaching up here, man. Good stuff. So the name of your business again, Mr. Gray?
It's called Universal Hands.
Okay, and
One
by the
word.
end of the year, we can start to see a little bit more from you, so we can start supporting you a little bit more.
Oh yeah. We're kind of ironing out some last minute details, but yeah, most definitely before the end of the year.
Okay, fantastic. Well, hang on the line, man, and we're going to have some questions from our callers and guests a little bit later. They may have a few things for you, but enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.